Would you be surprised to learn that some of the slowest cars from the 1960s only went about 38 miles per hour? As wild as that seems, it actually is true. And even though we associate BMW with performance and speed in today's world, one of their cars from this era only had a top speed of 50 miles per hour. So, why were these cars so slow? Well, factors such as engine technology, car build, right down to the suspension, all played a big reason why. And in this video, I will go over the top slowest cars you'd find out on the road from the 1960s. Peele P50, top speed 38 miles per hour. This three-wheeled vehicle measured a mere 54 inches in length and 41 inches in width, making it one of the smallest cars ever manufactured. Equipped with a single-cylinder engine producing just 4.5 horsepower, the Peele P50 had a top speed of around 38 miles per hour, making it the slowest car of its time. So why was this car so slow in the first place? Well, several factors played a role into its sluggish speed. Firstly, it was powered by a tiny 49cc engine, which was originally designed for a moped, providing only a modest amount of horsepower. This lack of power meant that the car struggled to accelerate quickly and maintain high speeds. Additionally, its lightweight construction, while ideal for maneuverability and ease of parking, also worked against its speed capabilities. The car's small size and minimalistic design meant that it lacked the aerodynamics and stability needed to reach faster speeds. The limited engine power combined with the lack of aerodynamic features resulted in the P50 being unable to compete with other cars of the era in terms of speed. BMW Isetta, top speed 50 miles per hour. Driven by the need for post-war affordable transportation, BMW decided to supplement slow sales of their larger models with an inexpensive car. In 1955, BMW acquired the license from ISO, an Italian refrigerator company, to make this bubble car. As many as 3,125 Isettas were sold in the US during 1958. But sales slowed when California ruled that it could not enter their state's highway system, even though it had 10-inch tires, weighs less than 800 pounds, and goes from 0 to 30 in 11 seconds. Mechanically, it is a very reliable car. But despite its quirky charm, it was notoriously slow due to several key factors. Firstly, its engine was modest, typically ranging from 12 to 15 horsepower, which was just enough to propel the lightweight vehicle, but anything more than that would be asking a little too much. This lack of power was further exacerbated by the Isetta's small size and streamlined design, which prioritized fuel efficiency and urban maneuverability over speed. If you guys are enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on any future car history videos. The Gog Dart, top speed, around 50 miles per hour. The Dart is a car almost entirely unknown outside of its native Australia. The Dart was developed in 1958 using the German Gog microcar as its platform and had a short run for only a few years on the market. These series of microcars were a German post-World War II answer to vehicles like the Fiat 500, Isetta, and to some extent the KR 200. Most of Europe were in a depressed economic situation, and many people who needed cars simply shouldn't afford them. This led to skyrocketing popularity of microcars like the Dart, but were often powered by motorcycle or scooter engines, so speed and performance were not priorities in their builds. It was developed by Bill Buckle through his Buckle Motors company based in Sydney. In the 1950s, there had been a surge in use of fiberglass for auto bodies, both by major automakers and by low-volume sports car builders, particularly in the United States, and is likely that these low-volume production companies are what inspired Bill to create the Dart. The Dart tipped the scales at just 840 pounds. It could accommodate 2 people, and the top speed was up to 53 mph depending on engine specification and passenger weight. Ultimately, the Dart was never a serious performance car, but it was an incredibly fun sports car that remains very popular in Australia with devout fan base. Fiat 500, top speed 53 miles per hour. Throughout the 1960s, the Fiat 500 underwent several changes and improvements, with the 500D, 500F, and 500L in the latter half of that decade. The car's engine was improved for better performance, and the car received a new body design that made it more aerodynamic and modern. The Fiat 500's popularity continued to grow, and by the end of the decade, it had become one of the most popular cars in Italy. But like many of the cars in this video, the styling and engine size played a large role with its performance. At the heart of the Fiat 500's lack of speed was its engine that boasted a small displacement two-cylinder engine, typically ranging from 479cc to 4999c in size. This engine configuration produced a modest amount of power, usually around 13 to 18 horsepower, which was adequate for city driving but lacked the muscle for high-speed performance. Furthermore, the Fiat 500's lightweight construction contributed to its sluggishness. Weighing in at around 500 kilograms, the car prioritized fuel efficiency and maneuverability over raw power. While this lightweight design made the Fiat 500 nimble and easy to handle in urban environments, it also meant that it struggled to accelerate quickly and achieve high speeds on highways or open roads. The Trabant 600, top speed 60 miles per hour. A symbol of East Germany's automotive industry, the Trabant 600 was a car that was produced from the 1962 to 1965. It was a popular car in its time, but it was also known for being notoriously slow. Although the car was designed to be simple, lightweight, and cost-effective, it was also one of the slowest cars on the road. Despite its popularity, one aspect that puzzled enthusiasts and critics alike was its lackluster performance in terms of speed. Powered by a two-stroke engine with just 26 horsepower, it was not built for speed. Its lightweight construction and minimalistic design were a result of the materials and manufacturing processes available at the time, reflecting the utilitarian approach of the era. The body of the Trabant 600 was famously made from Duraplast, a composite material derived from recycled cotton waste and different resins. This choice contributed to its low weight, but also meant that the car lacked modern safety features and sound insulation. Additionally, the Trabant 600's engine design, based on a pre-war DKW design, was simple and reliable, but not optimized for performance. Its modest power output meant that acceleration was slow, and reaching highway speeds was a laborious task. Compared to other cars of its time, such as the Volkswagen Beetle, Fiat 500, and Mini Cooper, the Trabant 600 fell significantly behind in terms of speed and performance. Its outdated design, inefficient two-stroke engine, and extensive use of Duraplast contributed to its demise. Furthermore, the critical shortage of materials throughout the Soviet Union hindered the production of replacement parts, further hastened the end of Trabant production in the mid-60s. Subaru 360, top speed 56 miles per hour. Launched in 1958, the Subaru 360 was marketed as a people's car and was intended to be an economical and practical mode of transportation for the masses. Its compact size, lightweight construction, and small displacement engine made it incredibly fuel efficient, which was crucial in a country recovering from the devastation of World War II. The Subaru 360 gained popularity both in Japan and abroad for its affordability and efficiency, and it was one of the first class of small vehicles in Japan that benefited from tax and insurance incentives due to their diminutive size and engine displacement. However, despite its success, the Subaru 360 faced criticism for its lack of power and safety features. Its two-stroke engine produced only around 16 horsepower, limiting its top speed to about 56 miles per hour and poor performance on highways. It was powered by a rear-mounted 309cc two-cylinder engine, so of course you would expect a car like this to be slow, but the 360 redefines the word. Because truthfully, a Fiat 500 with 2 less horsepower than this car probably feels like a Corvette. The reason? Well, it goes back to the engine, which means it had no low-end torque whatsoever. To get moving, you would really have to rev the engine just to get it going. You get this right, and the car leaps ahead to what feels like light speed though it's actually an indicated 10 miles per hour on the dash. Get it wrong, and the engine bogs down, picking up speed so slowly that elderly folks with walkers shake their fists and tell you to get the hell out of their way. Having said all this though, the Subaru 360 played a significant role in establishing Subaru as an automotive manufacturer and laid the groundwork for its future success. It paved the way for Subaru to expand its lineup and eventually become known for its all-wheel drive vehicles and boxer engine technology. Although production of the Subaru 360 ceased in the early 1970s, its legacy as an iconic and influential car from the 1960s endures.